At last light, a wooden canoe drifts back wrong. No paddles, no voices, just calm water, pretending nothing happened. On the bank, a jerrycan sits in wet mud like a dropped sentence. Footprints go in. They do not come back out. In this water, you don't see a predator, you see calm. Then geometry does one thing. It turns 10 steps into 0. This is a case file. This isn't a hunt. It's a pattern. When the same sequence repeats, the river is teaching something brutal. Burundi's river and lakeshore life runs on routine. Water collection, washing, fishing runs, crossings, the same banks at the same hours. And sometimes, before any story, there's a sign. A ripple that isn't wind. Papyrus leaning the wrong way. Something heavy under the calm. So how does a crocodile vanish from 3 meters away? Reeds make walls. The bank gives it the angle. People start calling it Gustave, a massive Nile crocodile, rumored old, rumored near 6 meters, because size plus repetition becomes a name. Some swear they saw bullet scars on the hide, a survivor of the war years, they say. Unverified, yet the scars fit a long-lived male. Before sunrise, someone steps to the same soft bank for water. The reeds don't move. Then the surface does, once, and everything goes quiet. Afterward, the bank holds the receipts. A smooth slide track, compressed reeds, mud polished by a body that shouldn't move that silently. A fishing line returns without its owner. Net floats drift in a slow arc, like the current is finishing what contact started. Soon, it's not one place. Another bend, another bank, another routine. But the contact distance stays the same. Bank edge, reed shadow, sudden silence. Reports creep closer to busier routes, near common crossings and small markets. When danger moves toward daily life, fear multiplies fast. So why the bank edge? Because it's a launch ramp, a slope made for a lunge, with deep water close enough to erase the warning. Gustave doesn't need to be seen to be present. Crushed papyrus stems, a passage with wet crush marks. A Nile crocodile is an ambush machine. Eyes and nostrils ride high. The body stays low. One burst from the tail turns stillness into impact. This isn't a chase story, it's leverage. Jaw power plus water resistance plus a short distance. Once contact happens, water does the rest. Papyrus and reeds create tunnels. You paddle in and lose side vision. Meanwhile, the animal only needs one thing, the waterline where feet and hands appear. Many bends here drop deep close to shore. That matters. Deep water is the escape route, and the border is the capture point. That's how it repeats. During rainy weeks, the river turns brown and loud. Visibility collapses. The crocodile doesn't lose advantage. It gains it, because humans lose theirs. And the river leaves small evidence. Snapped lines, missing floats, silence where there should be noise. Same signature, every time. Dry season does the opposite. It funnels everyone into fewer safe access points. More feet, more canoes, more timing stacked on the same border. Water runs at dawn. Fishing returns at last light. And once a predator learns timing, it doesn't need luck. It just needs you to keep arriving. Possibility, habituation. Dugouts pass the same reed line every day, until a large male stops treating boats as threats and starts using them as cover. Boats pass close, oars dip. The reed line doesn't flinch anymore. Another possibility is learned association. Human activity equals hands and feet at the waterline. not evil, just repeated opportunity linked to routine. A very large male can hold prime bends for years. If Gustave's size reports are even partly true, dominance alone can explain persistence. Backdrop matters too. When roots shift and oversight thins, people cross where they normally wouldn't. The river doesn't care why, it only sees contact. And here's what breaks comfort. Some encounters reportedly happen in full daylight. The mechanism doesn't need darkness, it needs the edge. People talk about two-eye stones at the surface in low light, not staring, not chasing, just waiting where the border begins. Over time, the terror becomes policy. Multiple fatalities, severe injuries, people not returning. And the river forces every family to rewrite routines. No more solo water runs. 2 people minimum, sometimes 5. Because if the river takes one, someone must carry the warning back. Poles start tapping reed edges before anyone steps closer. It's not superstition, it's physics. If something is there, you want it to move first. At night, lamps and small fires appear near crossings, not to fight a crocodile, to see the border and force choices before water forces them. Some bends go quiet. Nets stop showing there. A good fishing spot becomes a bad gamble, and hunger has to negotiate with fear. When fishing routes change, markets change. Fewer baskets, later arrivals, longer detours. Fear doesn't stay in the river. It spreads into time. Communities write rules, banned banks, spotters, safer land routes. It helps until survival forces someone back to the shortest reed pinch point. Eventually, an official team is called. Monitoring, attempts at capture, talk of traps. But reeds are endless, and certainty is expensive on moving water. Now, the moment everyone remembers. A dugout noses into a reed tunnel that narrows like a doorway. The water feels too quiet to trust. The paddle hits bottom, stirs a small mud cloud, and bubbles rise. For 1 second, everything goes still. Then a bird detonates out of the papyrus, sudden and loud. Not omen, not magic, just the first thing that noticed movement in the tunnel. The surface bulges once, like the river inhales, and in the next second, calm breaks right at the waterline where hands and feet exist. Some witnesses remember only a scrape of wood on reeds, a slap of water, and quiet returning too fast to feel real. Afterward, the river returns objects. A snapped line, a drifting jerrycan, a missing root. Numbers are argued. Fear wasn't. You can measure fear by behavior. People stopped walking to water alone. They changed hours. They abandoned banks. That's what a pattern does. Nature isn't evil here. It's efficient. Ambush anatomy plus reed tunnels plus predictable timing equals repeated tragedy. And the cruelest detail is simple. Tomorrow still needs water. The bank will still be there. The calm will still look safe. For more case files where biology writes the horror without trying, subscribe to Brutal Biology. Nature isn't cute. Nature is a nightmare.